Okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus, ISM Services. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director at 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. All right, markets are just opening right now. I want to welcome everybody and also say hello to everyone watching on YouTube. If you would, everybody in the trade room, or if you're trading, make sure you go to the website time.is to get yourself in sync. Make sure your computer is in sync. Markets are down at the moment. I'm watching the MNQ on one chart, gold on the right chart, MNQ on the left. And don't forget, there is a 9:45 report that we don't trade called Final Services. Sometimes it'll move the market a little bit. It has no bearing on what the response is to the 10 o'clock event. So just letting the markets get open. I think I saw a crazy news story, fake news story, over the weekend. First of all, the Kentucky Derby was a lot of fun. I never really cared that much about the Kentucky Derby, but I really liked it. It was a shame that the track was so wet. I think that probably had a major effect on the horses. And I thought that one unbelievably interesting piece of trivia was that every single horse was a descendant of Secretariat, like one of the greatest horses of all time. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Crazy, crazy piece of information. But it's no more ridiculous than all the hats and crazy, foolish outfits everybody wears. I guess it's a lot of fun. It was a pretty good race too, if you like horses. Secretariat was a player. I'm old. I remember Secretariat. In fact, my kids are descendants of Secretariat. I think the whole world is a descendant of Secretariat now. But the Kentucky Derbies, it is quite a bit of fun. If you're a millionaire. What else? News. So here's the story I was curious about. I'm not crazy, but 80% of the stories that you click on, first of all, when you click on them, you don't even get to the story. You just get some sort of stupid ad about walk-in showers. I mean, I've said this before, the internet is just a cesspool of advertising, of meaningless advertising and lying clickbait artists. I almost wish the internet didn't exist. It's so horrible. But I saw a story um, about the helicopter crash. And I didn't do any research, so it's my own laziness. But the story said that there was a New York Times story that wrote that the pilot of the helicopter intentionally crashed into the plane. And I was just wondering if anybody else saw that story. I saw it Saturday morning, I'm positive, and I didn't follow it up because I was doing something else. And then I never saw the story again. I didn't do any research to see if it existed. I'm just curious if anyone else. Okay, so maybe that's what the story was. Well, but so if she ignored the commands, the question is why'd she ignore the commands? I guess that's the question. And she's a student pilot, Calvin? Is that what? Not possible, right? Anyway, it does. At this point, I was just curious if anyone saw that story because I never saw it again over the weekend. Um, So let's talk a minute about ISM Services. I want to thank everyone who joined us on YouTube this morning. And let me see if the screen, if y'all can see what you need to see on the screens. So give me 1 second on YouTube. I've been not sending the best quality screens for them. Okay, they should be able to see on YouTube everything you need to see, pretty much, if I don't screw it up. And that should help. Okay, they should be okay. All right, so ISM Services. Today's market, um, certainly there's going to be volatility. Gold is up $80, so it's very worrisome to try and get normal behavior out of gold when it's up $80. Although what we're seeing is gold. I'm just checking my Apex account because I forgot to update my credit card and the payment was refused, but I just wanted to make sure the account was still active. Um, and it appears to be. I was just saying that I'm just concerned about normal behavior on gold, even though it's almost become normal for gold to be up and down $80. But I think the reality is that will not, I can't believe that will stay the norm. So I still don't think that's normal for gold. The setup that I'm going to use that I like the best is the MNQ breakout. So that's the setup. I'm reading what you're saying, Calvin, and Calvin is a pilot, so what he says is probably correct. What's a check ride? What's a check ride? You drink a six-pack of beer and see if you could still fly without making any errors. You still have a wife after all this time? Okay, so we've got a gold breakout that's been working pretty well. But we've definitely been struggling with gold breakouts. ISM manufacturing didn't work very well on a gold breakout. But I will trade the gold breakout in my Apex account. And then I will trade the ISM MNQ setup in my Bullnox account. I've got a bunch of accounts that are close to getting funded. So I'm going to just keep trading the reports that I think give us an opportunity to get funded. And if they don't work, they don't work. That's how life goes. So the MNQ setup is a breakout. So I'm going to right click the chart. I'm going to click on 10-minute trades news trader. And it's a breakout trade. And I'm going to trigger the trade at 9:59:59. The bracket is 40. And the targets are probably a little bit small. 22 and 45. I'm going to go 22 and 60 at the moment. And the stop is 150. It's the MNQ. And then if it hits my first target, I will go to break even -5 on the target one stop move. We have had a couple of MNQs in a row that have been working. So that is my setup. Then I'm going to label it breakout MNQ, and I'll apply it, and I'll put the time on 0. It makes no sense to test the brackets now. We're too close to the open. When I stream, I really have mouse problems. I'm gonna have to figure out, I can't figure out why. I had an older computer that worked better. I've always hated this computer from the day I bought it. It hasn't been as fast as it was supposed to be. It's probably still under warranty. I just despise it. Now, the final services report is due out in about 4 minutes. What we're just seeing is the MNQ market open. Looked like it was going to go up. I am also going to set up, and after the news, set up a second strategy on the chart, reverse continue. Two positions for my first target, one position for my second target, and I'll go for 20 ticks and 50 ticks. Break even -5 is fine. I'll go to a 150 tick stop. That's a reverse continue after the news. And I would do that on the same account that I'm going to trade the MNQ on. And that will be labeled reverse MNQ reverse. And it can be a continuation. And we'll put that on account number 4. And then I'll go back and put my other account, the breakout, put the time back, 9:59:59. Put that on account 4. It's the same chart, so it needs to be on the same account. And then I'll put the account on 4 also. And then enable both of them. Now, we have 2 minutes. Let's watch gold. I'm going to put a quick, if I have time, let me see if I can do it. 9:44:59. A quick breakout on gold. Not interested. Don't care about targets. The stop, 20. I just want to see what kind of response we get to the final services. Doing it in sim. Just to see what kind of response there is to the report. I had the most embarrassing, horrifying musical gig this weekend. I was so bad. I haven't been practicing in quite a while, and I forgot so many chords and words, and it was so embarrassing. And it was streamed on the internet. Worst gig I've ever had. It would be, if I could blame it on dementia, that would be great, but I don't have dementia. I just was horrible because I was horrible. But then at the end, I played the two most complicated songs I ever wrote, and they were very good. So I kind of redeemed myself, but still, it was embarrassing. 15 seconds. Let's just see what gold does. just curious about what kind of reaction we get out of this report. So we have a quick breakout. Brackets will show up. Lower than forecast news, 50.8. Gold should not go down, it should go up on that news. So gold going the wrong direction on the news. And you could see it's not really the biggest move I've ever seen. So not a great, and the reason we don't trade this report, because we don't get a great move out of it. The news was negative. The news was negative, and normally you would get a push up from gold. And there's now it's giving you a little bit of a push, but not very much. Not very much. So that's why you test reports to see how they behave. You want to see how they're working. Okay? But the good thing is that it was not out of control crazy. So maybe we'll get a reasonably normal response to our gold breakout with ISM Services. So I can modify this setup that I've already created. When I go to strategies, the setup is on my chart. I'm going to rename it, so I'll relabel it GC breakout. And then we've got a bracket of 20, 9:59. It's a 10 o'clock event. Nine 59:59 bracket of 20. Targets. The DMM has 15 and 30. What's in? I would go somewhere in that range with the targets. All right. Um, what's interesting is in January it moved 114 ticks, but the average is 47, 38, 59, 68. In about the low 50s probably average. So you don't want to get too greedy on your target. Anywhere between, I would say, 10 and 50 is more than plenty. 50 is high. 50 is high. 35 would probably be smart. Um, the stop is 20. 9:59:59 on the trigger time. Bracket of 20. Stop of 20. Labeling it GC breakout. And then I will set the time to 0 to look at the brackets. It's a little bit early. When you enable a trade that's set to 0, you get your brackets. And then I'll trade that in my Apex account, which is very close to being funded. I'll probably, here we go. So apply it, okay it, make sure your charts are on Apex. Double check, make sure you put your time back, right? Glad I checked. 9:59:59 is our time. Okay, any questions about the setup? Markets are still a little bit active from the open. Anybody have any questions on the setup? Nothing? Nobody? Let's look at last quarter, last month, not last quarter. So they're expecting above 50 on the ISM services. Personally, my thinking is it's going to be to the miss to the downside. It's going to be under 50. So it was a very, very fast whipsaw, but the MNQ did work on our prop account. It was profitable, both targets. I added it to the MNQ. I would add it to gold as well. I like adding a reverse continue to every chart these days. So if you want to add one to gold, if you trade full size gold, you want to be careful. Hang on, okay. Make sure you choose reverse continue. Full size gold, I would trade one position. I'd look for 30 ticks. You have to use at least a stop, at least 25 to 30. $10 a tick on gold. And then don't forget to label it REVGC. And it needs to be on the same chart usually that you're trading anything else on that chart, or you should create a separate chart for it. Okay. And then don't forget to enable it. And there you have your gold reversal continuation. So for folks on the internet that don't know what a reverse continuation is, maybe our breakout trade doesn't get filled, or it's a quick winner, or it's a quick loser. You want to have a second opportunity after the news to possibly get in. Looks like gold is going to do the magnet up $80. Might even do it before the news. It is hard to trade a magnet before the news like this because if you think about it, if it doesn't get there and you're, slightly negative or slightly positive, and then the news is getting ready to come out, it's very volatile to stay in a magnet trade because your direction is random on news. You don't know what direction the news is going to push the market. So I don't like a random trade. That's my least favorite. I'm not, we don't love coin tosses. We avoid them. So it's a little bit close to the news to take the magnet. You could just accept the fact if you're going to do it that you're going to get out right before the news. And maybe for some traders, 50-50 is good odds for a winner. Just, I'm always amazed these big, big, big moves in gold. Because I've been looking at gold pretty much almost my whole trading life. I first got into this because of natural gas. And then I was always interested in gold, even before I was trading futures. But gold futures have been so volatile. And that volatility creates a lot of opportunity. What happened on the opens this morning, Calvin? Which ones did you test? Anything? So the MNQ, it's kind of just chopping around. Oh, you can test the breakout? Okay. I have a really great idea for a fun, educational, maybe a challenge instead of a webinar. So I've got to think about it. I think it would really be great. I want members to bring to teach everyone their favorite trade that we don't do. And whoever has the best trade wins a year with Anna Nicole Smith. A year of service. $100 million. Um, TJ, I got to do a challenge first, so it's probably a month away. It's probably a month away. I'm thinking about there's not that many end of the day trades. There's really two main ones. Calvin, how many end of the day trades are you is here? Nitin, are you here? How many are you testing if you're here? I didn't look at the list. So Calvin, you're testing three. What's the third one? The third one, I don't know. I don't think I'm testing three. I'm testing two. I guess I'll look at your notes. Oh, 4 o'clock. Okay. All right, we got 2.5 minutes. So what we want to see in the news is one color, not two. Preferably one color, not two. In other words, we want everything to be negative or everything to be positive. That helps the behavior of the market for a breakout. All right, minute and a half, not even. Dunkin' Donuts, they've got these new cups. These cups, the hole is so big. First, I didn't even realize it that you push it back. I thought it was just had this tip on it, and it got in the way. I couldn't drink the coffee from it. It's like unbelievable how stupid I could be. I just can't stand these cups. I can't drink from them. Does anybody else hate these new Dunkin' Donut cups? I cannot stand them. The hole's too big. So if the coffee's hot, it burns you every time. Don't they test this? What do? They have dogs testing it, not people? Okay, 30 seconds. If they're not new, TJ, I've never seen them before. I mean, maybe years ago, I kind of remember them from years ago. What, they have them left over from before the pandemic or something? I don't know, but I hate them. Okay, our brackets will show up. Okay, the NQ worked and gold looks like it's going to stop. It's chopping, chopping, chopping. I don't know why gold's going in the wrong direction. I'm going to hit my combine button. I want to shrink. Okay, I didn't panic and it wound up hitting my combined targets for $200 on Apex, almost 50 bucks on micros. So let's get a roll call. What happened to you? That gold trade, I wouldn't be surprised if some people won and some people lost, depending on how you managed it and where you got filled. Nitin, you made 50 on the MNQ. That's about what you can expect on a 2 to 3 contract trade on the MNQ when there's no follow through. Turn off your breakouts. Uncheck them if they're done, and they should be done. Now, the news was basically better than expected. Better than expected. Although manufacturing prices look to be very high. So I think it's mixed news. I think it's mixed news. Manufacturing prices way up. Regardless, the MNQ, it went down first. Am I crazy, everyone? The MNQ went down first, and I made money on the short side, not the long side. And I'll verify that. I'll verify that. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'll take a look at the video. I thought it was short. The candle looks long, but I thought it did a whipsaw. That's what I thought. Now it did hit both my targets. So we'll look at the video in a minute. If no one's taking a secondary trade here. GC was very choppy on the news. I think all gold reports going forward, I'm going to make brackets even bigger and stops even bigger. Every time I increase brackets and stops, I'm just not aggressive enough in making them very big. Uh, Bigger will keep us safer. It'll keep us safer. Now, let's look at the video. I'm not taking a second trade at the moment. So let's take a look at the video. So I'm just looking to see, Ray, I can't see what happened on yours. Let me download it. Okay, so Ray, that was your gold. Nice trade on gold, Ray. Very nice. So some folks, like I said, some made money on gold, some did not. Now, I would not, I'm going to turn off my gold reverse continue, put the charts on micro gold. Micro gold, change over to a Bullnox account real quick. I don't want to destroy my Apex at the moment because it's really doing well. I'm going to take a long on gold on my Bullnox for a test of the high. I'll get out a little bit before. And I only traded one contract. I'm going to add a contract. And then I'm going to add an extra contract to my sell and to my buy. All right. So at least it's trading 2 contracts on it. I think gold's going to go and test that high. On the news, if it doesn't, If it goes halfway, I may just scalp it out here. Come on. Give me one pop up and I'll scalp it out because I want to look at the video. Or I'll tell you what, let's just leave it alone. Let it scalp out. Here we go. Come on. Halfway. Scalp it out. Okay. Another 50 bucks in gold. And there it is. It's going to test the high. I love the reverse continuation for a little bit of scalp. Hey, Larry, I have not seen you in ages. I hope you're all right. I was meaning to send you an email. Nice NQ trade. Nice NQ. Okay, let's take a quick look at the video, see what happened. Look at why you don't want to trade the way I trade. Instead of scalping, just let it test that high. It's obvious gold was heading there. It looked obvious, right? And it's never a bad idea to trade two contracts. Trade one, get out at the high or right before the high, and the second one if it breaks through, right? And micro goals, but before you're done, you could have $100 trading two contracts. Nothing wrong with that. And your risk, it's not going to blow up your account if it goes wrong. All right. Hey, I want to thank everyone that watched us on YouTube. It's always nice to have two winners in both setups. Thank you all for watching. We will be streaming the FOMC statement. If you want to see some serious volatility and a lot of fun, we will be on YouTube Wednesday at 1:30 streaming the FOMC statement. So hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much for joining with us, and we'll see you on Wednesday.